everybody. Guess what we're going to talk about? Bet you figured that out, right? I think trains are some of the most exciting things ever. I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to show you some pictures. In fact, let's start with some pictures and let's talk about the different kinds of trains that you can see. First of all, I bet you know who this guy is, right? This is how a lot of people first find out about trains, is through Thomas. Cooper and I used to watch Thomas a lot. Okay, this is called the River Runner, and we're going to talk a little bit about this one later. This is the Missouri River Runner. It's an Amtrak train, and it is a diesel train. And there is another view of the River Runner coming into a station. There's the inside, so it looks pretty comfortable, a little bit probably like a bus. This is an old steam engine, so these were the trains that came first. These are the ones that you sometimes see them shoveling coal. And that was the sound that you heard when the tape started. And this is also a steam engine. Okay, this is an electric train. And you see electric trains, if you've been to Disney World or Disneyland, you ride on electric trains. It's connected up at the top to electricity, and it can move pretty fast. There's another one. There's a freight train. These don't carry passengers. These just carry things, vegetables, produce, that kind of thing. And there's another view of a freight train. Okay, now we rode the River Runner. Cooper and Malcolm and Katie and I rode the River Runner because we wanted to ride a big train. We like small trains and we like the little trains that you can ride. But I do like, we wanted to try to ride a big train. So this is the River Runner. That's the station. Okay, there's Cooper on the River Runner having his snack. And there are Malcolm and Cooper getting ready. They're wearing their hats, getting all ready to ride the River Runner. There's Malcolm with his ticket. The conductor was nice enough to actually put an M for Malcolm with his puncher, which was fun. There's the station, waiting for the train to come in. There's the River Runner coming into the station. I love that name. The River Runner basically kind of follows the Missouri River, goes from St. Louis to Kansas City with a lot of stops in between. We got off at Washington, Missouri. And there's a ticket. And I think if I hold it, yeah, it's going to go. Okay. Whoop. All right. Well, anyway, we had our train ticket. This one actually has a C for Cooper. So I think I was totally won over to trains after we rode the River Runner. So let me show you a few things. First of all, this guy right here is Casey Jones. And Casey Jones was a famous train engineer. We've talked about heroes. Casey Jones was an engineer in Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee. And he actually saved a lot of lives. He unfortunately lost his own, but he did save a lot of lives that day. And then I bet you have parts of this. If you like McDonald's Happy Meals, there's a train I put together. I don't think all my cars are here, but got a lot of them. I even have a Crystal train engine. I like my little Crystal engine. And then we have these trains. I like these. These are magnets, so they're easy to pull. We have the engine behind us. Not sure how that worked out. And here's another one. And this is a really jazzy one. And then I like to run, I use cookie sheets for a lot of things. Not the least of which for my trains. So I like trains. And then lanterns. This is an old railroad lantern, and it's been hooked up for electricity, but it used to not run on electricity. So you have different colors. It has green and red. I'm not going to plug it in because it gets really hot. But I don't know if this was a handheld one or if it was one that they actually hung up. Depends on when they were using it. But it works a lot like a stoplight would for us because we have the red and then we have the green. And they would use them for stop and go too, to know when it was safe to go down the tracks. So it's an old railroad lantern. Okay, so I know, and there are a lot of books about trains too, and I bet you have some. This is one. This is called The Adventures of Louise and Her Pink Polka Dot Suitcase. And if you're looking for a fun one to read, Louise might be a good person to check in with. She has That's a good book. And of course, there are lots of other books on trains, about trains. And sometimes trains are the characters. Any books about Thomas? Thomas would be the character, right? Thomas is kind of a heroic figure, even though he's a train engine. Okay, so let me read this to you. This is called I Love to Ride on Trains, because I really do love to ride on trains. I could fly or take a bus wherever I want to go, but my favorite way to travel is the best one that I know. While many like how fast you can get there in a plane, nothing is more exciting than to travel on a train. The power of the engine shows us it's so very strong. I love to see it coming as it pulls the cars along. I wait until the conductor calls out loudly, "All aboard!" Then I scramble up the steps and get ready to explore. The scenery goes by slowly as we pull out of the station, but everything speeds up as I begin my short vacation. The conductor comes down the aisle as he says, "Tickets, please." I sit and look out my window at the fast-moving trees. We go through several tunnels and my window turns to black, but it only lasts a moment till the bright sunlight is back. I ask my mom if I can try to find the dining car. She tells me I can go because it isn't very far. I love the sound the train makes as we rocket down the tracks. I love to watch the people as they read or just relax. The whistle blows to let us know we've gone most of our way. But I'd be just fine if I could ride a train most every day. So, do you remember or have you heard of the song, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard, woo-woo, all aboard. That song goes around in my head every time I see a train, whether I am looking at a mall train, and those are fun too, we've ridden those with Charlie, or the River Runner, an Amtrak train, or there's a little train here in Wildwood that we ride, and maybe wherever you live, there are small trains you can take. Zoos have trains a lot of the time. So train songs go through my head all the time because I am a big fan of trains. So if you get a chance to ride a train, whether it's a small train or a big train like the River Runner, I hope you have a wonderful time. And trust me, there are exciting things to do. So I will see you soon. 1, 4, 3. Bye-bye.